Hey guys, David here and welcome to the Fit Pro Daily. This week is a little bit different. We're diving away from the usual lead generation and sales, and we're going to look a little bit more into mindset and different aspects of really helping to scale and grow your fitness business. This week we're starting off with Tanya coming on to share her experience and her knowledge into mindset and why having a specific type of mindset is really going to help you move forward with marketing in your fitness business. But before I do dive into today's episode, if you haven't already joined us inside our free group, head over to Facebook, search for Fit Pro Lead Gen with Dave, request to join and get access to even more guest interviews, insights, tips, downloads, guides, and so much more. Anyway, let's dive into this week's guest interview. Good afternoon, guys, and welcome to today's Fit Pro guest interview. Today we have a returning guest. We've got Tanya in her pajamas. Is it in your pajamas? What
No,
are we wearing?
I'm just wearing a hoodie.
Oh, that's the casual hoodie, eh? Oh, all my
Just a
guests take these
casual
quite
hoodie.
serious, don't they? Yeah. Cool. So last time we had, remember what did we talk about last time? I think it was just social media and what you were posting, but this time
Yes.
we're going to
Yeah.
really dive into the marketing side of things. So for anybody who doesn't know who Tanya Filer is, just in like less than 2 minutes, who is Tanya?
I am a social media marketing, I hate to use the word expert, but I know a thing or two about social media marketing. I've been in the business for 13 years. I have been a marketing coach for the last 3 years. And I'm also an NLP master practitioner. So I've been studying neuro-linguistic programming, basically some mindset voodoo magic stuff that allows people to discover and uncover limiting beliefs, internal messaging blocks, and how we work around that and move forward.
Nice.
Strategic
Just
goal setting.
so for anybody that is watching this live, if you have any questions, do comment and I can ask Tanya those questions as and when it becomes relevant. So one of the things that a lot of us do nowadays is we say, we'll give you sessions, we'll give you nutrition, and we'll help with your mindset. And that's kind of what we're saying to our clients. Now, this episode is on mindset and why it matters for marketing. So
Mhm.
just quickly, what even is mindset for us? Some of us that are still not sure about the term itself.
So, mindset is your personal thinking approach to a particular environment, situation, or topic. So, when Fit Pros are talking to their clients, so gym members or personal training clients, about their mindset, they are referring to how their clients see, approach, and think about fitness and health. And when it comes to marketing mindset, it's the same thing. How do people think, feel, and approach their own marketing? What is their mindset? Is it a positive mindset? Is it a negative mindset? Or is it a confused mindset?
So like when we're telling clients to maybe start working on some habits or change the way they think about the nutrition and stuff, surely as a business owner we should have that mindset, or how do we know if we don't have the right mindset for the business to make this actually work?
Things will be a struggle. You will have doubts, fears that are recurring. It's really easy for us to coach others in and around mindset because we don't have their limiting fears. We don't have their personal boundaries or barriers or experiences to gauge things by. So it's very easy for us to say, well, this is how you can improve your mindset around nutrition. But because we don't have their inner feelings, fears, and thoughts to go by, we're not limited by the possibilities or their possibilities. But in our own heads, when it comes to mindset, our experiences, our beliefs, our values can influence our mindset around other things. With
Hmm.
marketing, there's a lot of people that will say that social media can be a barrier for them because of confidence fears, because of fears around the written word. If people have had past experiences at school where their written language has been a problem, and that can be a barrier that holds them back, even though they're not at school anymore. Things around what does a successful business look like? If they've never been shown or modeled what a successful business looks like, they'll just pick what they're consuming on social media as the benchmark for a successful business. So it means 10K a month in clients, or it means you have a membership of 450 gym members. And they base their mindset around that. So it's really about our perception and our experiences and how we see the world that influences our mindset.
Yeah, that is quite interesting the way you're saying that now. So, like, as us, we are the coach coaching our clients. When they're asking questions, we as their coach can give the answers because we kind of know what they're going through. But
Yeah.
for ourselves, we don't know if those questions are the right questions to ask because we have no one to ask those questions to. So, yeah, I can really see what you mean now by understanding the mindset and then comparing it to others. Like, wow, if we had 450 clients in DK9 Fitness, we would just be packed. There'd be nowhere to train.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely having benchmarks and stuff to work towards, and not, like you say, working with someone like you can give you that stuff. So why does mindset really matter then? Like, you'll have some people be like, again, you should just get on with it, just move on. Why does mindset really matter to really growing and scaling a fitness business?
Because you're dealing with people. Regardless of what part of the business you are in, you're going to be dealing with a human at some point. If you can understand and manage your own mindset, so if you can unpick and really dive into what it means to have a confident mindset or a progressive mindset or a positive mindset, you can then use those elements and those tools and resources to help others. So if you're a gym manager, you'll be in charge of other people. So therefore, you can use your experience around developing mindset to develop and grow your team. If you are a coach, you need to understand how to navigate and develop strategies around mindset to get the best out of your clients. So by knowing and understanding how to improve in areas where you are less than perfect, you take those strategies and you apply them to your clients, to your customers, to your team members, to your colleagues. It's really important that we recognize mindset as a whole, general. The principles are pretty much the same when you apply them to whether it's fitness, nutrition, business, personal growth, or anything else like marketing. The principles are the same, but the different individual elements of the things that hold us back, they're the key parts of. So why are we struggling with this? Why is it a struggle for you? What do we need to overcome? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So, like, if a client really is struggling with the nutrition, we give them a load of guidance and stuff, and we might say, you know what, let's just keep it simple. Let's just have breakfast. Let's just really focus on breakfast. All I need you to do. Again, it's more of a mindset thing. You're not tasking them with major stuff. You're just saying focus on breakfast.
Yeah.
But for us, as the business owner, there's no one above us. How do we have topics or subjects or areas that, you know what, maybe I need to look at this area because that's actually what's letting me down, or I shouldn't eat after 5 p.m. late night snacking for the clients, and we know that's one mindset thing. How do we know that, you know what, it's actually my copyright and that's letting me down? How can us as a FitPro business owner, is there like some sort of tick list or quiz or something that says, Dave, stop, these are the areas you actually need to be focused on a little bit more?
Yeah, so I think you will know, you will have an intuitive kind of instinct of where things aren't easy. And it's that struggle, that feeling of I'm out of my depth, or I don't know why this isn't working. And it's that dread, that overwhelm, that obligated feeling of, for example, if scaling a business is one of your goals and you are finding yourself in a repetitive thought process or thought pattern of this is difficult, this is impossible, I can't do this, That's an indication there that your mindset around that particular area needs some assistance. That's why we have coaches. We have coaches to help us progress and to access that higher potential that we don't see for ourselves sometimes, because we've got our limiting beliefs, we've got our fears, we've got past experiences, we've got maybe examples of failed businesses in our family or close friends that color our impression of the future. So sometimes being able to recognize that I want to get to A, but I'm struggling and I don't know why, there's an indication there that your mindset might need to be developed or worked on. It's what coaches do best, right?
Okay, so let's go to the example of what do they call her? Is it Mary? Everyone calls her on Facebook. You know, like you go to this person for advice. She goes to Slimming World, or she watches this YouTube video, and she's always giving advice and stuff. Who, as the Fit Pro business owner, boot camp owner, whatever we are, who should we be looking at for actual proper advice out there, rather than, like you say, seeing other people say you need 450 members or your business should be at 10k? Where should we be looking for? Obviously, Tanya's obviously one, but where else should we be looking at for this type of insight?
So you can, due diligence for a start is key here, but look to the people that are already doing what you want to do with repetitive success. So if you are looking to create a gym with a solid membership of people who are invested in their health and are looking to grow communities, look for examples of that. Don't always use social media for this, but visit places, do like on the ground research and go to these people. It's like mentorship almost. So it's like modeling behavior of what do these people do in their daily life to achieve the level of success or this part of their business. What are they doing? How can I model that in my business? So it's looking for examples of tried, tested, and valid examples that are already out there. It doesn't necessarily have to be an online guru, but it could be in the next town, you know, that there's a gym that have been there for 15 years and their members rave about them all the time. Pay them a visit, ask for a meeting with the owner, get to know what they do, how they do it, what is it that works for them, and how can you model that behavior.
Okay, so there's one way we go and talk to these other people. We reach out to people like you and stuff. What type of development are we going to get from it? How do we actually develop our own mindset then?
So you can obviously reading books. Everybody loves a book. We like to develop ourselves by personal development books, but it's identifying the areas where you know you are not strong. So it could be, is it a financial aspect of your business that's holding you back? Do you find that when it comes to accounts or when it comes to bookkeeping or when it comes to sales forecasts or progress reports, that there's this little voice in the back of your head that is telling you this isn't going to work, or this is going to fail, or I'm not going to make as much money as XYZ? Or it could be with sales. Do you struggle with getting on the phone and calling people, and it's always something that you dread and you put it off and you procrastinate? Procrastination is a classic sign of negative mindset. So to develop your mindset, you have to think about, if we give marketing as an example here, a lot of people have this, I do marketing because I have to. I don't particularly enjoy it, but you know, it's part of my business. I'm going to have to do it. So think about, what is your goal for that area? So personal development, finances, personal growth, sales. What is my goal for that area of my business? And then what 3 to 5 action steps can I take weekly, monthly, quarterly to move me towards that goal? So for example, if financial stuff is a barrier for you and you dread it, you hate it, 3 to 5 action points to make you more comfortable. So it could be learning about profit and loss. It could be setting up a meeting with my accountant every month. It could simply be making sure I file my receipts with my accountant each week instead of waiting till the end of the tax year to do it. So it's picking 3 to 5 action tasks that move you towards that goal. And what that does is it gives you tiny little bits of confidence in that area each time you do it. So your mindset improves around that bigger goal by making sure that the smaller goals are met each time. And then it's picking out KPIs. So like, what does success look like? What defines success for that goal? So it could be doing my accounts at the end of the year and not feeling like I've got my head on a guillotine. It could be making sure that my finances are 25% up on last year. So it's about identifying where your barriers are, creating action points, regular action points. So we want weekly and monthly and quarterly action points that move you towards that goal. And then defining what success looks like for you at the end of that period. And that's pretty much it with like mindset stuff towards a specific goal.
Yeah, it's like super scary as you're saying it, because like these are exact things and tasks that you would do with your clients. Yeah, like what are the 3 things that really stopping you from eating dinner or coming to the AM sessions or for actually tracking your meals? How can we do this? Let's list the 3 steps. How are we going to measure the end results and all this stuff? Especially when it's not weight loss. They want, like, everything Tanya's saying is the same stuff that you would literally say to your clients, but you just need to do it to yourself. So like the accountability factor for most is going to be the big issue around it. And for everybody, maybe not in the greatest financial position now, or their business is not in the exact right place to work with someone like yourself, how can you give yourself that little bit more motivation or accountability to actually like pull yourself out of the hole that you're in and really start actually making a go at this?
So it's about making the bigger goal smaller. So breaking down that big goal. So if your big goal is to be earning £7,000 a month right now, and you're earning 700, that is a massive, scary, frightening prospect of that work to get to that point is terrifying. So you have to break down your goal into manageable chunks. And then when you hit that goal, working towards with the action points, working towards that goal, that in itself, hitting the mini goals, focusing on the smaller goals motivates you. It's the same with clients who are looking for fat loss, not getting them to focus on that end result of I need to lose 4 stone, but feeling better when they next go on the treadmill and being able to run for a minute and not die. Like breaking up into the mini goals, that builds confidence when you start to see results. And accountability is give yourself a reason for this to succeed. So if you are successful with your mini goals, what happens? What does it give you? And it's important that we tie the result to an emotional response. So we know that, yeah, okay, having that is going to earn me more money. But what does having more money mean to you? What does having success in your business mean to you? What does getting to grips with showing up on video on your social media mean to you? Because I know that that's a barrier for some people. They know that video is important, but they just don't know how to get started, or the thought of being on video terrifies them. Or even getting up and delivering your first fitness class can terrify some people. So what does having that result, what does success mean, but what does it give you? What does it give you access to? So earning more money means that I can pay my bills, but I can also go on holiday and buy that car that I've been wanting for a while. And if I buy that car, it means I don't have to worry every other week that my existing car is going to break down and I'm going to have to walk home. These are like the kind of breaking it down, and that accountability comes from personal responsibility, knowing what the result means for you and understanding that you are only letting yourself down if you're not hitting your goals. So small little goals, but having, I guess, like a minimal effective dose. So on the weeks that you feel less than like capable of stuff, what is your minimal effective dose for that week in terms of your big goal? So with your clients, you would potentially say, if you can't get to the gym 3 times this week, if you're poorly or you've got family commitments or work commitments, make sure that you're still getting your activity in while you're at work. Be mindful around what you eat. Drink more water, eat more protein, and that will mitigate any kind of potential, what's the right word I'm looking for? Decline. Yeah. And you can do the same with your other goals. So if it's a financial goal and you, for 2 weeks, you can't go to work because you've got COVID and you're isolating. So what can you do as a minimal effective dose that is going to not allow your finances to drop too much? So it might be no more takeaway coffees for the next 2 weeks, no more frivolous spending on new gym kit. It's like, what can I do? What's my minimal effective dose to keep me on track without too much of a decline? Because we have weeks where we feel like crap. We have weeks when we can't do certain things because of time commitments, family commitments, work commitments. So it's understanding in your strategy for your big goal, what is your minimal effective dose? Social media, for example. I know that if I don't feel like posting for a week, I can put up 2 grid posts and I can show up on my stories without too much effort each week, and that will keep things ticking over. But if I have 2 weeks off social media completely, that's going to have a detrimental effect on the end result. So it's breaking down your goal into like small goals and then tasks that are achievable. And for the times that you know you are going to be missing or absent, what is your minimal effective dose for that period?
Nice. Okay. And again, people you watching or listening live, or they're watching this like further down the line and like, bloody hell, this is everything I'm telling my client to do.
Yeah.
Like, if you can see and feel this, and you also, these are the things you need to work on. You just need to relate them back to your fitness business. So those are ways that you can dig yourself out of a hole. Now, let's imagine we've worked with, or I've worked with this person, it didn't go well, and I've worked with somebody else and it didn't go well, and I've worked with this person, I took a credit card out to buy them out, and that I've just worked with so many different people, or 2 or 3 people, I've spent so much money and it's never worked, but I really need the help. How do I find, or how do I then suddenly pick up the confidence to find the right Tanya or other person like you to help them overcome and develop that right mindset?
So you have to, again, it's like an analysis, kind of deep dive research into why hasn't this worked for me in the past? What has been the reason for me not progressing? Was it me? Because if you think about, okay, I've done this, I've tried that, I worked with that person, I took out that course. Analyze each of those steps. Did I give that my everything? Did I commit myself fully to that project? If I did, okay, what went well? What elements worked for me? Was the coach, mentor, course leader the right person in this industry to teach me that? And it's looking for the clues. It's like Hansel and Gretel story, like the little breadcrumbs of what worked really well, and focusing on the stuff that worked well for you, because you don't get better by harping on about the stuff that didn't work. You get better by understanding what does work, where your strengths are, optimizing those strengths, and then doubling down on everything. And you find the right people to work with by understanding who you are on a base level. Like we talked about values before. Knowing your personal core values, knowing what your vision and purpose is for the future, whoever you work with has to be in alignment with that. So if you are focused on changing people for the better, you are people focused, you want to earn good money from it, but you're more interested in developing the people and working on changing certain aspects. Picking a coach that is just focused on getting you to a particular financial figure, there's going to be a misalignment there. There is a shift in values, and neither of those is right or wrong. It's a contrast. So it's going to be a bit more of a struggle. So finding people to work with or to follow alongside of that have the same purpose, have the same vision, focus on the same values and want the same as you from their business, or have got the same as you want, then that is going to be able to get you closer to your goal. If you think about clients or people that you've worked with and you just know that you haven't gelled, there's been like a contrast, like a conflict of interest, and it's because you're on different pages. You just get that feeling of oh, this is a struggle, and it's because you're on different pages.
So let's flip to the other side of FitPro. We've talked about the FitPros who are struggling to get started and they need to just really focus on these small tasks and stuff. Let's flip to the other side. You've got the FitPros who are doing really well. They've got their own studio. They've got maybe a few studios. They've got a few staff and stuff. What type of mindset, tricks, paths, suggestions should those people be focused on to really scale beyond even further, take more studios or to take more staff on and to really increase their income?
I think leadership and management and communication skills. So it's how are you relating to the people within your business? Because when you scale, it's not just about you, it's about your team. So I definitely think that people need to work on leadership mindset. How do you manage people, but manage them alongside of you? How do you develop your self so that you can get to a point where you're not overwhelmed by work? Because this is something I see with super successful people all the time. They can't switch off. They are continuously in a mindset of have to, must do, constant busyness. So I think self-care, and it's been almost softened as like a soft skill, but self-care and self-management and self-regulation is key for success in anything. At the top of every business is a single human. So if that person at the top is wavering, then it's like an earthquake, and it just goes all the way through the business. So self-regulation and being able to have teams around you that can be honest and open about these things is going to allow you to scale even further and improve without that sheer overwhelm and stress and then burnout.
Yeah, that's so true. Like you have like almost the what would you call it, the seesaw effect, that it needs to be stable. You might like be all out attack, guns blazing, everything's going, but you've just lost something and everything starts to crumble beneath you and it goes the wrong way. Or you have the flip side where you don't have enough control and you're not taking charge enough and it all crumbles beneath you. You need to be like on that seesaw where it's completely level, where you have control but you're also taking care of yourself. So it's always a stable side.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is why it's super important that you have a team around you that you've developed that is able to feed back honestly about what they see within the business and what they see within you. Like, we don't want sycophants underneath us. We don't want yes people constantly saying, yeah, great idea. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, we want that. It's being able to have, you want that curious mindset as a leader, as a successful person, continuous curiosity, always asking that next question of why, what's it for, what is the purpose of this, where are we going, why does it matter? And I think some of the most successful people that I see and that I know constantly wanting to improve and learn, but to also impart that on their team. They're not lone hunters. They are part of a wider community. They just happen to be at the front of it. I think it's massively important to stay curious.
Nice. Okay, so we're almost coming to the end. If there was 3 things that we almost at any level really need to focus on to really improve our mindset and our business development and everything in general, what
Yeah.
kind of 3 things should we really be focusing on right now or moving into the new year?
So definitely, like I just said, curiosity, always wanting to know why, for what purpose, why does it matter? Um, Connected, like staying connected to yourself, um, to your clients, to people, to the world. Connection, I think, is something that 2022 we're going to see a lot of people talking about connection on a deeper level, because as humans we're hardwired for connecting. And I think if you can stay connected with yourself, as in always knowing where things need to change, what's holding you back, you will be able to then work on those things. Because if you can label an emotion, or if you can label an issue, then you can manage it and work on it, right? Here's my cat. That's
Hello, Kat.
Reggie. And then creative, I think, being creative. So taking the things that you're learning and expressing them through conversation, through team meetings, through.
Oh, and Tanya's gone. Maybe it was the cat.
There.
Oh, I don't know. Was it the cat? Was it the
Hope
cat?
not. No.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, what was I saying? Creative, being creative. So taking the curiosity and the connection and your deeper learnings, and having that mindset of it's all great. If you keep it all inside you, it still doesn't have a purpose. So express it, be creative with what you're learning, share it with the world. That's quite an
Cool.
altruistic, almost guru kind of thing there. But yeah.
Oh, it's getting serious now. It's going to be expensive, your program, then, if you're going like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
The final thing I've got written down there is anything else. Obviously, me not being a specialist in the mindset fields and stuff like that. Is there any questions maybe I haven't asked, or things we maybe should have covered that you think everyone should know about?
I think being able to identify a negative thought pattern is a real skill. Being able to identify when you're going down that deep, dark hole of negativity, like that, consistently telling yourself that you can't do something, or something won't work, or that dread and that fear. Being able to identify when that is happening, and reframing that thought is a super powerful skill. And I think a lot of mindset stuff, that is the message at the essence of it, is identifying something that's not serving you and turning it on its head into something that can serve you and push you forward, rather than pulling you back into that downward spiral. I think that's pretty much it. Like at the heart of every mindset kind of theory is that reframing a negative thought pattern.
Nice. Tanya, appreciate your time today. So for anybody who's like, wow, Tanya's like just hit a nail on the head there, or I'm really interested to what Tanya has to say, where can people find out a little bit more about you? Like, where do you hang out and stuff?
I tend to hang out on Instagram, Tanya_Filer. You can find me on Facebook as well. I'm in a lot of Fit Pro groups. I have my 12-week program starting probably at the end of January, beginning of February, that is going to be focusing more on this mindset, marketing mastery stuff.
Cool. So, guys, Instagram, Facebook, or Tanya has a program. I'm guessing we can just reach out and just have a chat with Tanya. She can probably offer you some tips and advice as well. So, Tanya, thanks for coming on again. We'll probably have you on, I don't know, another 6 months or something, make you like a regular
Always
guest or
happy.
something. Yeah. But thank you for coming on, and we'll speak to you all very soon.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was Tanya, and it was really interesting. We've mentioned it a few times, how the mindset stuff for us as the business owner, as the fit first professional, is very similar to what we're teaching our clients and holding our clients accountability to get those things done. So if you can see a pattern between what you're helping them and the type of things that you need, then it's definitely something to really work on and consider and start improving to really scale and grow your fitness business. I'm going to leave it there for tomorrow. Leave it there for today. Tomorrow we've got 5 tips coming your way, so I'll leave it there and I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Cheers.